Hello guys, and welcome to another ProfileTree video. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at creating a high converting landing page. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So before we get started with the video, what exactly does creating a high converting landing page refer to? So it refers to designing and structuring a web page with the specific goal of encouraging visitors to take a desired action. That'll be making a purchase. So if you have an e-commerce website, you'd want them to make a purchase, of course, or signing up for a newsletter. So that doesn't necessarily mean e-commerce, but it could be non-e-commerce as well. Filling out a form, maybe even downloading a resource. So there's different types of specific goals in terms of high converting landing page. So the term high converting, that signifies that the landing page is successful in persuading a significant percentage of its visitors to complete the desired action, thereby achieving the intended marketing objective. The main purpose, or the primary purpose, of a high converting landing page is to guide visitors through a streamlined experience that minimizes distractions and maximizes the chances of conversion. So a well-designed landing page focuses on presenting a compelling value proposition, addressing the visitor's pain points, and trusting or building trust to encourage them to take action. So what we'll do is we'll go through a list of different key elements of a high converting page for a website, and we'll take a look at some of the examples with a couple of big brands and in terms of what are high converting landing pages on our website. So say that we're on a particular site, so we'll use ProfileTree as an example. So our first key element would be the clear value proposition. Now make sure that the landing page clearly communicates what the visitor will gain from taking the desired action. Now this value proposition should resonate with the visitor's needs and interests. So say I was a client or an individual that was looking for web development. I'm searching in need for an agency. Or if maybe I'm looking for some digital marketing experience, or if I'm looking for a particular service, I need to be looking out, say if I'm using the Google Search Console and I'm looking around for different agencies near me. When I click on a particular website, so again, ProfileTree, this will be the first thing I'll see. So this is called the landing page. Now, straight away, we need to have a clear value proposition, and that is big text, as you can see, that's our typography, and our introduction to what our business does. Now that's a great hero section to use. So straight off the bat, I need to gain the visitor's interest by saying that we deliver sleek website design and optimized content marketing. So that's one way to gain the visitor's attention, which is reeling them in with big font typography. And of course, we're still mentioning the fact that we are a digital marketing agency. And that's something that we've clarified above. Now, in turn, after that, after seeing this big font that's easily readable, of course, that then focuses your attention on looking at the paragraph beside it, or however way you've laid it out. So it could be a video as well. So, but what we've done is, of course, 2 paragraphs at the start. So left side there is nice and bold, and of course on the right side here, so we've said we help businesses compete online with sleek website design, high performance web development, and content marketing services. So straight away, that's now gauged your attention, especially if you are looking for web development, and that encourages you to go through the actual site. So now as a visitor, we're taking the path and direction that gives us or will take us to do an action. So action being, which is clicking contact us or another page within the actual site, and of course, entering our details and then maybe telling that company about our project, what our ideas are in creating an online presence. So that would be a way for a clear value proposition. So you should resonate with the visitor's needs and interests. That's the way to gain their attention, especially if, as I said, if I'm looking for a particular web development site, that's how to gauge an attention. And I'll use another representation as well. So this is, of course, this is Nike or Nike, however you want to say it. And this is the initial startup. So straight off the bat, of course, this company or this particular website, they've got a big following. So they don't really need much in order to gain a clear value proposition. Of course, people come here to shop, but just say that it wasn't a popular brand. What we need to do straight away is, you can see how they've actually got font at the start there, and then we've got shop kids or shop all. So that's a sales tactic, basically trying to get you to maybe potentially purchase other items as well. That's what the task is for an e-commerce site, is to try to get someone to purchase more than what they want. And of course, that is a way to do it as well. Of course, everybody, all the kids are coming back to school again, so that's the right season for it. We're at the right season now. It's August time, so of course, what we've got written down is back to school essentials to start strong and go further. And that's straight away a good attention to detail within the right season. So of course, then you'll be thinking, right, if I do have a kid, maybe I might get them something, especially if it's on sale. So that's a clear value proposition. You're resonating the visitor's needs and interests, so they could be coming here. So say that doesn't have to be Nike or Nike in particular. It could be another website, and they're shopping for back to school clothes. They're looking for gym gear or PE gear, and this would be it. So that's a great marketing tactic. And you can see straight away that here that we've also got a pop-up. So that's a light box. So you could shop for exclusives if you are a member to Nike or Nike. But straight away, those are the two engaging areas for how to get a high converting landing page. Now, getting back into some of the key elements would be engaging headline. So a strong headline would capture the visitor's attention and of course will quickly convey the main benefit or offer that the site has to give. Now it should be concise, attention grabbing, and aligned with the overall message. Again, reeling back into what we said earlier on with the clear value proposition, which is our font. So of course, with the use of nice bold font, that quickly grabbed our attention, and it's especially with the colors as well, not just the typography, but the color. So yes, we've got the sizing, and as well as that, we have the colors. So we as a company, as a digital marketing company as well, we offer sleek and optimized content marketing and web design. That's what we're stating on. So again, as a person that's looking to get a website built, that should offer some trust between the developer and the client. But as I said, it's great to always have an engaging headline because you want it to be attention grabbing, concise, and aligned with the overall message. So you want to get straight to the point. You want to let them know what you do as a website or as a business, and that, as I say, will gain a trust between you and the visitor. Now, in terms with the next key element, which would be compelling call to action, CTA. Now, CTA is a prominent and action-oriented button that directs visitors to take the desired action, and it should be persuasive language, and it should stand out visually. That's what it should use. Now, the language of your CTA should be completely crystal clear. So say, for example, there's one there, so that it says get in touch, and that directed us straight away to a contact us area. So depending on your actual site, make sure that you use strong verbs that communicate precisely what the visitor is expected to do. Examples are, instead of like generic click here, so as I said with the click here on the get in touch, instead we use get in touch, and there are other ones that you can use as well. So I've just opened up this one here. So here's one that says premium subscription. So that talks directly about how you could subscribe to Home Schooling UK, and there's an area there where it goes on with educational resources, so that could link to blogs. One here as well to subscribe to the particular website, and then there's buttons there where you can learn more. And of course, from what we've seen here again, get in touch, and then that directed us to contact us. So those are different examples. As I said, depending on the site, you can opt out for more descriptive phrases like get started, download now, or claim your offer. So e-commerce, non-e-commerce, so you get the gist. That's how you would mainly do it. And make sure you have an alignment with value proposition. So the CTA should align with the overall value proposition of your landing page. So it should reiterate the benefit or solution the visitor will receive upon taking action. And that alignment reinforces the value of clicking the button. Now, think about the visual contrast as well. So make your CTA stand out visually. Use contrasting colors that draw the eye and differentiate the button from the rest of the page's element. So from that one, that's color green. That's color green. That's color green. So you can see all our buttons are all color green. Of course, that aligns with the brand's visual identity. So another thing as well is with the size and placement. The size and placement of the CTA does matter. It should be large enough to be noticeable, but not too overwhelming. So you can see with these buttons, it's big, but it's not too overwhelming. It's noticeable as well. I can see it there. So if I hover over it, you can see that it glows. That means that I'm hovering over it. So that's a little bit of the visual contrast as well. And as I said, it should be visible and accessible. So that's the two things that you should be looking for in terms of the size and placement. And make sure it's within the visual area before scrolling. Another thing as well I would say is to have white spacing around your CTA. So in terms of this, because this website is permanently on dark mode, if I use this as an example, this is the white spacing you can see. Nice and bold. What I would have done with this differently is, instead of it actually turning to white, I would say, I would try to put it as a clearer color, but it's clear that I'm hovering over it anyway, so that's perfectly fine. But again, going back to white spacing, surround your CTA with enough white space to prevent visual clutter. In doing so, you're making it easier for visitors to focus on the button and, of course, understand its purpose. So if I click Learn More, where will that direct me? You could see that this is what's being popped up. So first name, last name, email address, date of birth, and then, of course, a couple of all this stuff. So that's to do with the online education. So that was a light box that popped up. Now, if we go ahead and click on another one, let's just say, check this out. So if I click on that, what will happen? So we've went to educational resources, so that's brought me to blogs. So it should be clear enough to see these buttons. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be around white spacing, just as long as it's clear in terms of the color. And also think about the single focus. So limit the CTA's purpose to one specific action. Avoid presenting multiple CTAs for different actions, as this can confuse visitors and dilute their attention. So let's just say you had multiple different buttons in one section. So we'll go ahead and preview this site just to give a better understanding. So we'll just click home. Okay, so say I had a button here, and then I had another button here beside it, so learn more, so one beside the actual learn more. And if I had 3 buttons there, it can confuse the visitors. So that's something you don't want. You want singular CTAs around the site. And always try to make sure that it's consistent styling. So with this one, you can see that's color blue. Below is color blue as well. So you want to make sure that you maintain that consistency on your landing page. Having different funky colors won't make it a clear and good website. You just want to make sure that these are a recognizable pattern, and that'll ensure visitors know exactly where to click to take action. And as I've mentioned before, use hover effect. So this one has a blue to white, and with our own website, we've got a green to green glow. You can see at the back it glows its edges. So that's a hover effect. That's more of an animation than a color change, and that provides the visitor or user feedback that the button is interactive. You can click on it. So you can see as well how we have a pointer, and then we have the cursor. So cursor, pointer, cursor, and pointer. So that changes, well, you will see it on my screen currently. You can't. But that would be a way to showcase the hover effect. And as well as that, with CTA, just ensure that CTA remains fully functional within mobile responsiveness and prominently displayed on mobile devices. So test its size, the readability, and overall appearance on various screens. Just make sure everything's really clear. You don't want any issues in terms of the different devices that's used for your site. Another thing that you should think about in terms of CTA is A to B testing. So experiment with different variations of your CTA and find which is the most effective one. So that all in turn has to do with maintenance with your actual site. So see which one's more engaging in terms of the button. Usually, yes, you can have one button and it'll look like that. But if you found that a different color was better, then change it, change the text, change the font, see what you need to change to make it more engaging with the visitors. So that's something that you want to think about. A to B testing involves creating multiple versions of CTA anyway, and analyzing which one generates the highest conversion rate. That's what you do want. As well as that, think about placement and context. So consider the context of the CTA in relation to the rest of the page content. Now, it should naturally flow from the information presented and feel like that is the next logical step. So that's pretty much all I would have to say about CTA. Again, that does mean compelling or call to action. That's what buttons are. It should make sense in your website. It should have some urgency and curiosity as well. That's what visitors do like when visiting your site. That's what creates a high converting landing page. Now, overall, just be careful in crafting and optimizing your CTA, as you can significantly enhance the conversion rate of your landing page. So, a couple of factors in terms of the actual CTA. Now, depending how you actually go around designing your website, make sure that it's minimalistic in design. So, it should be clean, uncluttered, visually appealing, and has a great use of white space, legible typography, and relevant visual that will enhance the user experience. So take, for example, this one. This one is more or less an internal brand. So this is Luxury, Leisure, and Affluence. You can see how laid out it is. It's black and white with a little bit of gray font. That's the color for it. What this should mainly do, you could see luxury, leisure, and affluence, how it highlights within each page. So that'll be for each slide. So if it's luxury, then it'll turn white. If it's leisure, it'll turn white. So that'll be a different color. You could see the CTA button at the bottom. So it says all luxury. Then one would be saying all leisure. One would be saying all affluence. So that's just a couple of things to consider in terms of the minimalistic design. Think about your typography as well. So you can see with how we've created it, it's a little bit more of a neutral font. Now they do say sans serif is the most used font within different websites, as it's more clear for the visitor to see and read. So that could be one of the uses of legible typography. And you can see the amount of white spacing that's been used for this particular website. And just to showcase another example, so with ProfileTree, I know it's dark spacing, but everything is well laid out. It's not really cluttered. It's not, I wouldn't say it's cluttered at all. So that's what you should be looking for. It's clean. Now all the images are directed in the areas that you want it to be. You've got some green coloring for fonts. You've got white fonts there. All fairly spaced out. Now if we take a look at another site within ProfileTree, you can see a bunch of the different white spacing, how the hero section from the picture matches and fades onto the site. That's a couple of different ways in a minimalistic design, and that's something that you would want to try to incorporate in your landing page. And of course, you want to try to get a couple of different parts onto it. You want to showcase as much of your actual business and the actual work that you do on your website while trying to keep it minimalistic in design. And overall, that affects your website. If it's easy to get to, if it's an e-commerce site and it's straight to the point, you'll probably have a lot of CTAs, which is call to action, and a lot of purchases, depending if you're an e-commerce site. Now, if you are having a minimalistic website as well, in terms of the different blog posts, then again, you're going to be able to get a few, or if not majority, of CTAs that you would want as a business owner for your site. Now, in terms of other key aspects, what else should I be looking out for my website? Now, if you want to create a high converting landing page, think about the relevant content. So the content on the landing page should be directly related to the visitor's expectation. So if they're clicking for a car website or a dealership, make sure that they're actually clicking on a dealership website. You don't want to be advertising on anything else but cars, especially if that's what your business is related to. And if you are doing some content marketing and you're providing some ads, when they click an ad, make sure that they click the relevant content towards it. So if they're buying discounted, or they're wanting to search up what exactly you're promoting, which is a discounted product on your website, and it comes up as a full retail price, that is misleading. It's not the relevant content that you were promising to show for your visitors. And at the end of the day, if you provide irrelevant content, I would say that that'll lead to confusion and high bounce rates. Now, that's something you don't want for your website, especially with high bounce rates. Now, other areas which creates a successful high converting landing page would be to actually have some social proof. So, demonstrate that others have already taken the desired action, and that'll influence visitors to follow suit. Now, displaying user testimonials or statistics can serve as social proof. If you're providing testimonials within your website and you're showcasing them, and it's either backed up with Google reviews as well, then that'll give a good and clear understanding of your website as well, and that'll make for a good site. And of course, you'll be a trusted individual for your site as well. That leads me to talk about the trust indicators as well. So as I say, include testimonials, reviews. You can even do some trust badges if you want. So there's a couple of websites that you may see that have these trust badges. And as well as that, security certification, so SSL, that's something that you want to maybe follow up with. And that builds credibility and trust with visitors. Now, there's no point visiting a site without SSL, especially if there is payment gateways involved. That is a big dodgy no-no. So that's something that you don't want to be going into in terms of a website. So have some trust indicators, have some social proof as well, demonstrate it on social platforms, and especially that'll, I would say, boost your landing page, and that'll create a high converting landing page. And other things that you should consider as well in terms of a landing page is to limit the distractions. So what I mean by that, minimize links, navigation menus, and other distractions that could lead visitors away from the primary CTA. Now remember, all these different CTAs that you have on your website is there to redirect all your customers or visitors to particular areas. That could be products, that could be blogs, and greatly, limiting those with distractions can of course ruin your high converting landing page. Think about mobile friendly design as well, so ensure that the landing page is optimized for mobile devices, as a significant portion of web traffic comes from smartphones and tablets. Now, a lot of people nowadays in the new era are using mobile devices or small handheld devices, of course, for searching up your website. There are good portions still using their desktops, laptops, but make sure that everything is mobile friendly in terms of a landing page. Again, that'll create a high converting landing page, which you want. And like I mentioned before, A and B testing, so regularly test different elements of the landing page. Do it section by section. That's what's great about it as well. You can always just do a debug for each part of your section on the landing page. Look at your CTA, look at your headlines, look at the different colors, check out your layouts. That will help identify what resonates best with your target audience. Now, if some audiences or a small portion of the visitors aren't liking how your website's set up, go ahead and change them. That's a review and feedback. That's what's great. So that would be, I would say, A and B testing as well. Also, another thing to consider is to think about the metrics and analytics. So set up tracking tools to monitor the landing page's performance. Think about the conversion rates and the user behavior, and that sort of data will help refine the page over time. So you can see that there is a lot of consideration in terms of a high converting landing page, and you need to really fully be on board with designing and structuring a web page. Now, a team is involved in creating the perfect high converting landing page, and that's of course your content marketing team, your digital marketing team. You've got your web developers, you've got your web designers. So there's a lot of people to consider in terms of creating a high converting landing page. Now, if you're a client yourself that's looking for that sort of web development, it's best to get in touch with an agency that has a reputable presentation of their business. So in other words, go to a reputable web development agency in order to create that high converting landing page that you like. But that pretty much makes up for the video. As I say, a successful high converting landing page delivers a clear and persuasive message that addresses visitor concerns and guides them seamlessly towards the desired action. Again, from what we've talked about, if a particular person is looking for school things, you could see straight from the website that we viewed, which was Nike, how it demonstrates that kids are coming back to school, they're wanting PE gear or gym gear, and this is, of course, buy some gym gear from us, and that, of course, does an upsell for a high converting landing page. And then we've talked about some of the crucial tools, or the fact that it is a crucial tool in digital marketing, as it allows businesses to optimize their online campaigns and achieve specific goals, whether it's generating leads, driving sales, or increasing engagement. But guys, that pretty much makes up for the video. If you guys enjoyed, let us know in the comment section below. We'd like to know what you think. Now, if you're maybe looking to get a website built with us, or if you're looking to get some information on web development, why not check us out at www.profiletree.com. Go ahead and select contact us, enter in your details, and tell us about your project. We'll get back with you straight away on it, and I'm sure we can help you out. But guys, as I said, that pretty much reaches the end of the video. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you for the next one. Thank you very much for watching.